Hey, this is Matt from the ManCave, guys. Thanks for listening. Thanks for watching with your daily devotion for what? It is April the 1st, meaning it's April Fool's Day. Here's my advice, guys. Don't be a fool. Is that not funny? Don't be a fool. Hey, the Bible says it is the fool, okay, who says there's no God. Or, watch this, you know what I'm saying? It alludes to the person who lives their life not consulting God is likened unto a fool. Honestly, when we think we can go about it in our own strength, with our own resources, with our talent or abilities, get it on, get it done, and we're not consulting God, we're probably thinking something like this. Hey, Lord, I got this all handled down here, but when I die, I really do need help getting from planet Earth up to heaven because I'm not really sure where that place is, and I don't want to go to the hot place. I don't want to go there. Okay, guys. God is so invested in you, it's not even funny. When God the Father sent God the Son, don't you think He cares about you? Jesus gave His life for you, okay? And here's the thing, He loves you. He says, I'm jealous over you. He wants to be a part of every single day of your life. Consult Him, talk to Him, have a relationship. Religion is not going to get you where you need to go, okay? I'm just shooting straight with you, okay? There are more religious fools out there than I know what to do with, okay? And I don't need to judge them. I don't need to talk about them, but you know, I could go off on them. You know that, okay? Hey guys, today we're going to be in Paul's writings. I love Paul's writings, okay? 2 Corinthians chapter 12, verse 9, it says, my grace is sufficient for you, for my power is made perfect in weakness. And you're like, I don't know if I like that or not. Yeah, you do, because oftentimes we have to get weak where we'll call out to God because we're so stubborn, we're so hard-hearted. We think, I'll get it on, get it done. And here's the thing, that's just rebellion. That's idolatry, honestly, okay? So God has allowed something into your life to pound you down, some situation, some event, some person, okay, you've been sideswiped, some obstacle, the brick wall, Mount Everest has stopped you in your tracks, okay, and you feel that you are in a weakened position, you are in a weakened state. So, you know, well, I've done everything else, I might as well pray. That's the stupidest thing I've ever heard, okay? You're like, why? Because you ought to pray first, okay? Not that you're praying. I'm not saying you're stupid for praying, but that ought to be the first resource that we use, okay? God ought to be so close to you that you're already consulting Him. God, obviously, I've missed something, okay? Or God allowed you to go through that so He could walk you through it, so He could strengthen you, teach you, okay? And build you up. Free stuff, okay? Hey, guys, let me give you an example. In February, okay, 20th, 1962, spaceship, okay, friendship number 7, okay, took off into the outer space. And you're like, really, Matt? I'm like, yeah, really, okay. Okay, now on the spaceship was one astronaut, John Glenn, okay? The spaceship, from what I understand, traveled, okay, about 85,000 miles, okay, in 4 hours, okay? And then it's gonna re-enter our atmosphere, our orbit. You're like, cool, Matt, where are you going? A sensor goes off, okay? Watch this very carefully. As he's starting to come in, okay, in his descent to go through all the atmosphere, a sensor goes off. And you know what the sensor says? The heat shield's not working right. It's coming apart. It's detaching. You're like, oh, you got to be kidding me. But he's already started into his descent. So he's in what's called a black hole, a blackout, meaning there's no communication, okay? They can't warn him. They can't say, don't come down. Stay up there. We got to figure something out, okay? And so NASA is just kind of like biting their nails because they don't know if this piece of the heat shield, okay, and that's, the heat shield is what protects that capsule from all the flames, from all the heat. You've seen the asteroids coming down with fire, or you've seen the spaceship. They've always showing it, you know, as the space shuttle used to come down like this, okay? And the bottom of the space shuttle were all those heat shields, okay? All those pieces of whatever, flame retardant crap, I don't know. I shouldn't say that, should I? Well, it's manly, okay? Look at. So NASA is thinking the worst. They're thinking, oh, golly, we just killed John. He's dead. He's toasted. Okay, s'more time. No. That was a joke. Look. You know what ends up happening? All of a sudden, there's some crackling. John says, hey, it's me. I'm back. You know what I'm saying? I love it. Hey, John made it back. What was the problem? Did the heat shield come off? The sensor was wrong. John was safe the whole time, but he didn't know it. NASA thought the worst. NASA, honestly, they thought, oh man, he's toasted, okay? And he couldn't talk because he was in that period, okay, where he's going through the atmosphere, okay, where it's blackout. You can't speak. They can't hear you. Friends, watch this very carefully. Do you know in our lives, sometimes we're in a blackout period where God is very quiet, but our heat shields are up. God's with us, okay? God hasn't left us. God hasn't forsaken us, okay? Okay? And there's sometimes that God allows things into our life because we are living our life in idolatry, meaning we're living our lives in and of ourselves. We're not consulting God. We don't have that relationship where it needs to be. We're just doing our own thing. Okay, sure, we belong to God, but we're not acting like it. We're acting like the fool on April Fool's Day who denies God. Because here's the thing, if you're not relying on God, you really are denying God, okay? But when you're in those periods where it's a blackout, where you're not hearing God, where He's quiet, He hasn't left you. Your heat shields are up. The Spirit of the living God is there. God has commanded His angels, okay, to encamp around those who fear Him. He's there, and He's walking you through that. And yes, you may feel weak, but realize this, you are strong. Guys, just like that spaceship, Friendship 7, okay, that capsule. It was all together. It was all there. It was a faulty sensor, okay? Sometimes there's things in our life that are faulty, okay? And we need what? We just need a slight adjustment, okay? We need to figure out what's going on. And oftentimes when we line up with God's will, when we do the things we know to do, and sometimes, listen, when we don't know what to do what's right. You're like, Matt. Honestly, when God is being quiet, because have you ever noticed in the classroom, when you're being tested, God is quiet. And there's sometimes that God is just quiet. I can't tell you why in your life God is being quiet, but I know in my life, oftentimes after the fact, why He was being quiet. He said enough. Yeah. He had already spoken something. I was ignoring that, going about my happy day, okay? And He said enough. And so He brought me into a place of weakness, okay? I cried out to Him. He answered, okay? And He taught me. It's not pass or fail. We've gone over this before. It's not whether I passed the test or failed the test. It's did you learn? Okay, are you learning? Did you take that experience and what you learned and apply it to your life for the rest of your life? Okay, because that's the answer. God doesn't want us making the same stupid mistakes over and over and over again, okay? You're intact, okay? Your heat shields are up because God's on the throne and He has never left the throne, okay? And He says this, you're my child and I'm jealous over you and I love you and I will not have you outside the boundaries, okay? You got to realize God's going to get you inside the boundaries, okay? Whether you like it or not. He's very good at being God and we're not very good at being His children, but that's a whole nother lesson, a whole nother devotion. Hey, this is Matt saying, don't be a fool from the Man Cave.